Hello, this is Dr. Pete, and I haven't posted in the class a lot or the education channel a lot because of all the coursework I've been doing, but wanted to kind of address one thing, and it kind of comes up over and over, and sometimes I repeat the videos at times, but it's about video use. And what's interesting about the video use is that it does take more time, but there are a lot of positives to it, in my opinion. It allows people to get more feedback. It makes it more personal. And those are really the two largest things that go on here. Um, at some of the schools I teach, where now they're starting to look at maybe people can start, instead of having traditional discussion posts, which in some schools are very academic, other schools are not academic at all. They're talking about letting videos be used as discussion posts. So there's a lot of cool things that are going on, and I like to be a part of all that innovation and change. Having said that, one thing with feedback I notice from the associate all the way to the doctorate is that if if you get feedback, it's kind of funny. If you get an A and you get feedback, doesn't matter what it is, people are normally happy. If you get a lower grade, no matter if I were to sit with you personally, videos, written, whatever, it's just not good feedback. And I noticed that link. It's a link. There's no way to debate against it. Um, One thing about video usage is take out how I grade, meaning I do know I grade very consistently, but a little bit harder because I do look at writing, analysis, research, those three main skills. And then, of course, how you write things and develop them, and all these things are important. So, uh, but one of the things about it is if you're used to cut and paste written, that's what most professors use, or little bits and pieces, or limited written, or it kind of appears, but they really do have like little templates that they use. And there's an appropriate time and place. I have to use them at times. Some of it's just pure you just have to cut and paste things just to get through them because there's just not a lot of time. Say grading discussion posts would be an example. But having said that, there are when you get a video feedback and you're used to that limited or very structured in the sense of cut paste blocks, and you get a video that talks about every aspect of your paper. I can talk about late policies. I can talk about this not being capitalized, that not being right, out of format. I can touch 10 different concepts before that person can actually sit there and write one, because you can talk a lot quicker than you can writing. And that can be overwhelming to people that are saying, well, I've just never been told this. Well, just because you did something wrong and no one's ever told you doesn't mean it's not wrong. It's just no one ever told you. Probably because they didn't want to take the time to write a block, or they've never written a block or template, so they don't know how to cut and paste it in. So they stick to the main things. So the little things do matter. And it's like a naval admiral once said, making your bed, that's the first thing you do every day. Little things matter because if you can't do the little things, the big things start falling apart. And so I want to make that clear. So when you watch these videos, there is a pause button, and that's really good. Just pause. You can rewind, you can listen, you can link them, you can always go back to them. And whereas once you're out of a class, a lot of times it locks you out, and that's it. You don't get that feedback anymore. So there's also some advantages that way. There's also closed captioning. YouTube has one of the strongest closed captioning systems in the world, period. There's this, I've been told this by um, students that have um, um, hearing loss, and they'll tell you this has, not only do they read your lips, but they also, the closed captioning is very strong, and so it makes it more personal. I know that for a fact. So the big key here is just because it's different doesn't mean it's better, doesn't mean it's worse, but take the grade out of it. What are you really getting on the feedback side? And that's something that about 95% of students really like the videos. They understand what's going on. They understand the depth of the feedback. They feel like it's just someone sitting there talking to them. You know, I'm not cutting and pasting. You know, I'm talking about you because I'm mentioning your name. And I can't edit videos that good to say, have my mouth not move and say Lisa, or not move and Bob. I'm not that good. So they're very personal, very time consuming, but that's what you deserve as a student. Now, this is no criticism off of written feedback. Again, we all do it and we all have to, and sometimes it's just a matter of this. Sometimes you have to cut and paste things, and I get that, okay? But at the same time, know the advantages and disadvantages, and know that I'm just one of a few that do this, and that you'll get right back to where you want to be if you don't like it. And if you do like it, make sure you tell your professors, deans, feedback and all that, because the more you talk as students, the more these things change. And I'm just here to let you know, if you don't like it, we're on that path to change, because I teach at too many schools that I get called in to help teach professors how to do this, even though it's not, it's simple in concept, but it sometimes can be technically difficult. So it's coming. It's just going to keep coming, and it's going to make this class, the online classes, in my opinion, more on-site than on-site, because an on-site professor, and I've been there, once you're done, you're done. You may get them on a phone call if you're lucky. You may get them in an office if you're really lucky. For the most part, that's it. Your time in that class is it. Online, you're getting calls, emails, videos, education channel, all these things that add up, and it can really make a big difference. So that's just a quick video on that. And if there's anything else, I love the topics, love the emails. Drop them to me. I'll get to them right away. Thanks.